Dr. Doranilla, somebody is raising his hand. Peter, do you have a question?
You can unmute yourself, Peter.
Yes, you can hear me.
Yes.
Good morning. I'm very interested in your talk, and it's opening actually a lot of new knowledge to me. But I'm experiencing it myself. I'm living in Davao, and I'm actually planting cinnamon myself.
Oh, good.
Not on a large scale. It's because mainly I'm planting grasses. And what really strikes me in your presentation is that you say that the Mindanaoan cinnamon is of same quality as the Sri Lankan. Why did it not take off? What is the reason really?
Well,
was it the processing? Was it a political issue? Was it what was the reason why cinnamon? I grew up in Europe, so cinnamon was all around me.
Yes.
I'm Christmas means cinnamon. Food means cinnamon.
Very true.
So
very true.
This is very integrated in my life. So when I came here in the Philippines, I was somehow very disappointed because there's no spices around anymore. Even if you go into the Philippine slow food, there's missing out such a lot. I'm searching for nutmeg, duguan seedlings. I cannot find it. It's really stunning. So why did the cinnamon not take off from the Philippines? Was it the processing, or what was the reason in your idea?
Well, I can only hazard a guess, but in my reading, it is so fascinating to see that such a wonderful scented plant has not entered into our active culture today. And one of the things I think, talking to Miss November, there is a lot of anecdotal evidence saying that they've actually, some people have said that the cinnamon is actually a bad tree. And so they said to cut it down because it brings you bad luck. Isn't that right, Miss November? Can you hear me?
Yes, that's true.
And so there have been many active, and also the fact that people, because they have not, in many ways, probably lost the value in it, then they've only used it as logs, if you like. I mean, I'm sure it smells very nice if you barbecue using wood chips of cinnamon. But like I said, that's a waste of a cinnamon. But it's a mystery why it has not sort of been part of our normal food culture. And it's amazing thing that cinnamon has driven the world politics in so many centuries. But here in the Philippines, where we have some of the unknown source of cinnamon, we've been bypassed. And so this is, I think now this is an opportunity to make people be aware. And I think I encourage you, Peter, to get in touch with Miss November to see if you can do things, you can have some synergies in not only discovering where these things are and also growing. And one thing I have to say is I would like to encourage a greater input of science. So people like Dr. Picardel to really play a part, because he's one of our authorities. And I'm glad to see also there is Dr. Maribel Ago with us, because she has also been working a lot with cinnamon over so many years. And I see she wants to ask a question. And I would like to ask Maribel if you can make a comment on what Peter is saying about why cinnamon is not part of our food culture or normal culture. So, Maribel, are you able?
Yes, I just unmuted. Good morning. It was very enlightening, the discussion that she presented. Yeah, actually, I'm waiting for a reply from Dr. Madulid with regards to the history of cinnamon cultivation in the Philippines. During the Spanish times, there was a plantation in Laguna, and it was doing very well up until the agriculturist wasn't able to get the support from the governor. That was during the Spanish times.
That's right.
For the cultivation, and it totally disappeared. We tried to even look for some remnants of that forest or plantation, and we can't find any of this. So it seems to be political during those Spanish times. But I think we just didn't consider that Mindanaense could be a potential crop, mainly because the product perhaps originated or is from Mindanao, and nobody really has invested again to propagate it. That is my opinion for why it was not propagated or cultivated in the current times. People really don't know that there is such a crop currently, no? But during the Spanish times or early American times, it was considered. In fact, it's one of the crops, major crops in Laguna, even before coffee was introduced.
That's correct, yes.
Yes. That is why when we started to do the research, we wanted, aside from looking at the taxonomy, we wanted to have it revived, the interest of people to have it revived, especially because this species, this group of plants, are becoming popular in other countries as aromatics and spices. But the other side of it is that there are literature that it causes cancer. There are also articles that show that this is really good for the same part of the body, no, for the digestive system. So we need to screen all species as much as possible to know which is good and which is not good. To think that we are actually drinking it, it's not just putting this oil or whatever on the skin, no? It's something that we ingest. So we delved into that research before.